Hey everyone, it's me, Sylvie Smith. I'm finally here, finally in the flesh, finally doing videos with my face showing like I've always wanted to. This has been a long time coming. I've wanted to do this video for a while. I just didn't really feel like I was equipped to do it. So I don't want to spend a lot of time explaining where I've been or what has been going on in the last year or so that it's been since I haven't posted to the channel. But I am going to give you guys the gist of it in this video. This is just going to be kind of a reintroductory video just to let you guys know kind of where I'm at and what's going on. And hopefully this will help some people as well, because the things that I have to say are a bit profound, but I think that a lot of people out there might need to hear this. And I don't know exactly who needs to hear this, but I'm certainly putting it out into the universe that whoever does need to hear this video finds it in their feed. So basically what it comes down to is that 2025 has been a very strange year for me. It has been very difficult. I definitely started out the year at complete rock bottom. I had so many things happen in my life, and everything was pretty bad. I don't know that there's ever been a time in my life when I have been so low. Even back when I lost my loved one, I've mentioned her a few times. She went missing, and then it turned out that she had taken her own life. Even at that point, I don't know that I was as low as I was this year. When I say rock bottom, you guys, I mean rock bottom. I mean, everything was just going so badly. The one thing that I did manage to accomplish at the beginning of the year in January was I did switch jobs. I had been working at a hotel at the front desk because, you know, even when you have gifts, you still have to make a living. You still have to live in reality, make it through your life as you can. So I was working at a hotel front desk. That was making me miserable. I really wanted to work at a casino that opened brand new in the area where I lived. So I quit the hotel on a whim, just got upset one day and just quit. And that was a little rough because there was a few months where I wasn't working, I didn't have a lot of income, and so I kind of started trying to change my perspective a little bit, and I did get myself into the casino. I really wanted to work there, and I did manage to get myself into there. Now, all of that, all up until that point, this was all just pretty much just wishful thinking. Pretty much just, you know, putting in the work, putting in the applications, making the connections, talking to people, things of that nature. So that's what got me to that point. That was around the end of January. So that was the one good thing that did happen. So it was a decent enough job. It paid pretty decent and everything, and the job itself wasn't too bad. However, everything else in my life, my personal life, my relationship with my now ex-husband, my living situation, my financial situation, everything else was just terrible. Everything else was so low vibration, so negative, so depressing. I was depressed. I was so depressed. Even with my job going well and, you know, a decent amount of money coming in, I was still struggling financially because my ex-husband wouldn't work. And there was just a multitude of things that were continuing to keep me in this very sad, very low place. So if you are there, if you are in your lowest place, if you feel like you legitimately hit rock bottom in 2025, I have some information for you that could literally change your life. It will change your life if you let it. But I say could because it is all up to you. So I had actually learned about the law of attraction, the law of assumption, the power of perception quite a while ago. It was in 2021, I believe, the fall of 2021, when these concepts first started being something that I was interested in, or being something that was brought to my attention, or that I stumbled across. I can't remember exactly how it played out. But I started paying attention. I started being interested in the information, following other people's teachings, looking into techniques and things of that nature. But I have to be honest with you, nothing happened. Nothing. Well, I can't say nothing because you're always attracting. You're always shaping your reality with your perspective. But nothing good was happening. Nothing that I felt was going to change my life. Nothing that I felt was going to change my life in a positive way to move me forward, I guess I could say. So things may have been happening, little things here and there, small little pieces of evidence to show me that this is something that is a possibility, but nothing substantial. And nothing that I would have considered concrete evidence for me that this was something that was actually a viable concept. And when I say this, I mean the fact that your perception shapes your reality. Bottom line, you guys, it doesn't matter what you call it. It doesn't matter if you call it the law of attraction. It doesn't matter if you call it the law of assumption. It doesn't matter if you call it any other universal law or any other label that you want to give it. The bottom line of it is your perception 100% shapes your reality. And the reason that I can say that with such confidence, because usually, if you've watched my channel, you know that usually I'm like, oh, I'm not 100% positive about anything. And I'm not going to say I'm 100% positive about this either, but 99%, I would say, 99% positive that it is factual that your perception shapes your reality. The reason that I have come to believe this, the reason that I have started to really honestly believe and have really started to trust the process that you need to follow when you're trying to shift your perspective, when you're trying to become a deliberate creator of your own reality, you have to start to realize that your thoughts, your feelings, the energy that you're projecting out into the universe, it literally reshapes your 3D. It literally changes what you see in front of you. And I'm here to tell you that with all the other people that are out there teaching, not all the other people, I'm sure there's people who do talk about this, but most people will talk about your frequency. You've got to have a high frequency. You've got to have this high vibration. You've got to be in such a positive attitude, such a positive place in your life. You know, you have to be so grateful, and you have to be way up. You know, you got to hit that ceiling, right? You got to aim for that glass ceiling. But I am here to tell you that that is actually not true. It is true to a certain extent, but it's not so true to the point where you're without hope if you can't get there. See, I think what it is that a lot of people who talk about things like this, the power of your perception shaping your reality, law of attraction, things of that nature, a lot of people who talk about that subject, they're talking about it from a place of achievement. They're talking about it after they've already accomplished a bunch of their goals. You know, maybe they've already gotten their dream home, maybe they're already rich, maybe they've already exploded on social media. Like, maybe whatever it is, they've already gotten over that hump. They've already gotten to the point where they've seen enough evidence in their life to know that they do shape their reality, that their perception is everything. And so they can talk to you about it with confidence, and they can, tell you, oh, you need to be in this high vibration, you need to do this, you need to elevate, you need to whatever. But when you are at rock bottom, when you are at your lowest point, and you feel like there's legitimately no hope, you can't have someone tell you that you just need to be positive. You just need to look at it with a brighter perspective. You just need to try to think about all the good things that you have going on. Because when you're at rock bottom, you could be anywhere. You could be homeless. You could be about to be out on the streets. You could be the sickest that you've ever been. Your health could be so poor. You could be in severe depression. Whatever it is that is making you feel like you are at rock bottom is also going to be making you feel like it is practically impossible to be positive. So what I'm trying to get to here, the point that I'm trying to make, is that you can do it. You can do it, you guys. I swear. You can reshape your reality without 100% shifting your perspective. Even if you're in a low place, the only thing that you have to do is you just have to get yourself started. You just have to get yourself to a point where you can be appreciative of any little thing. Any little thing. If it's a matter of, you haven't had a meal today, or you haven't had a chance to eat, or you don't know where your next meal is coming from. Whatever little thing that you get, if somebody gives you some food, if you find a way to fulfill that need, be as grateful as you can. Thank you. Thank you, I got a bite of food. If you don't have a place to live and you get one little thing that's good, maybe you got into the shelter tonight. Maybe you... I don't even know what to say, to be honest with you guys. One of the aspects of me being at my lowest point was I wasn't necessarily homeless. I technically had a place to live, but the place that I had to live was not fit for human habitation. And it's very difficult for me to say that. I was literally one step away from being homeless. The house that I used to live in, it needs to be condemned. It's that bad. And I feel very ashamed and very embarrassed, I guess, to say that. But it's the truth. It's where I had gotten myself. It was definitely the defining aspect of me feeling like I had hit rock bottom. So when I tell you these things, I am not saying it because I have never faced adversity. I am not saying it because my situation wasn't that bad. No, I wasn't on the streets, but I was just one step ahead, just one notch above being on the streets, you guys. I've been in survival mode for such a long time, and believe me when I tell you that I 100% understand what it's like. So what I'm trying to tell you is, if you can get just the tiniest bit of gratitude to come out of you for anything, I don't care what it is, just the littlest thing that you can possibly get gratitude for, even if it's just that the sun is shining today, even if it's just that, oh, at least it's only 45 degrees instead of negative 20, or, it's 45 degrees instead of negative 20, you know what I'm trying to say. Even if it's just something very simple like that, those are the beginning stages. Those are the stepping stones to get you to where you need to be, to start seeing movement in your life. And you don't have to be in this super high vibration. I got to a point where I could feel gratitude for small things. I got to a point where I could look at little things and feel myself genuinely feel happy. genuinely smile. Even if it was just something like watching my granddaughter play, or seeing a bird outside acting silly, or something like that, or a butterfly, or any silly little thing that I could look at and I could actually feel happy, even just for a moment. You know, just a genuine smile went across my face for 5 seconds. Those are the things that I started trying to pay attention to every single day. I just acknowledged it and said thank you, you know, I'm grateful for this happy moment, and then I went on with my life. And eventually I got to the point, it took me probably about maybe 4 or 5 months, because things started to kind of turn around for me a little bit around maybe September. But then I got to a point where I legit hit my lowest point. I legit got to the point where I lost everything, and it was all in one day. I lost my job. I got thrown out of the place that I was living. Not that it was a great place to live, but it's where I had to live. So I got thrown out, and I had something happen between me and someone that I never thought in a million years could betray me and hurt me, and devastate my life in the way that they did. All of these things happened in the same day. And that was like the precipice. That was like the epitome of my low point. That was the epitome of my rock bottom. But here's the thing though. Right before that happened, all of the things in my life started to shift. My dynamic at work started to shift in a way that I started feeling more confident in my abilities and in myself in general. And then some other things started to shift. Throughout the course of this time, throughout the course of this difficult year, especially these last few months, I was able to still attract things that I was desiring. I was able to still change my perspective enough that I accidentally started bringing things into my life. So I wasn't purposely trying to create these things. I wasn't purposely trying to draw anything in other than just making myself feel a little bit better, making myself feel just a little bit more positive about life in general. That's all I was trying to do. And in doing that, in having those little tiny moments of gratitude, I managed to attract so many things by accident. I managed to attract my SP completely by accident. I did not intend to do that. I didn't even know that that was something that I wanted. I managed to manifest a car. I attracted a car. It was completely free. It's not an amazing car, but it is a very functional, viable car, which is exactly what I needed. I did that completely by accident. I was not intentionally trying to do that. And I also attracted getting out of the most difficult situation I have ever been in my entire life. So just those three things happening, especially getting out of the most difficult situation of my entire life, which was my living situation, that alone proved to me that your perception absolutely does shape your reality. All I was trying to do was keep myself going. All I was trying to do was keep myself positive and keep myself from being so depressed in the bad situation that I was in. And I still managed to pick myself up out of that completely by accident. All of those things happened completely by accident. I didn't even realize that I was accomplishing those things in the background. And it definitely has to do with the fact that I had been actively working on shifting my perception of my circumstances, shifting my perception of my reality. So this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Your circumstances do not matter. They do not matter. And you do not have to be in this perfect high vibration in order to have your life take a complete 180. Now, the reason that I'm doing this video at this time is because I am not 100% where I want to be. I do not have my own place. I do not have a nice vehicle like I would like to have. I'm currently staying with a friend. Thank God she was there for me and she was willing to help me out. So I'm doing really great though, is the thing, is I'm doing so much better. I don't feel like I'm at rock bottom. I finally feel like I'm out of survival mode. I finally feel like I'm in a position where I'm able to move my life forward. I'm able to actually get the things that I want. Some real substantial happiness and abundance in my life. It finally feels possible. So anyway, this video is getting to be a little bit longer than I had planned it on it being. So I do want to kind of try to wrap it up here a little bit. But yeah, just if you guys like this content, if you guys want to know more, if you want to know more about my situation, if you want to know more about the specific things that I did to get myself into a better place, please let me know. Please like the video. Please drop a comment. I think I'm probably going to be doing more content like this regardless. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys like. And if you are at your lowest place, if you have hit rock bottom this year, please don't give up. Please just, even if you don't want to take any further steps, maybe send me a comment, drop me a comment, send me an email. I'd be more than happy to talk to anybody about their situation. If you just need someone to talk about your situation with. Anyway, okay, let me go ahead and wrap this up, you guys. Until next time, everybody stay safe, and I certainly hope that you are able to shift your perspective today. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.